Hello and welcome to Gladstone High School for their Greater Portland Soccer District over 40 Division I championship game between the defending champs, the FC Unite, against Sunlight FC. These two teams split during the regular season with very different results. In the first matchup, it was FC Unite, a 3-2 winner on April the 16th. The flip side on May 6th, it was Sunlight picking up a 7-0 victory. So two very different results, and part of it was just based off the available players. Both teams missed 5 players in the games that they lost. Today, it's going to be the defending champs FC Unite, who are a bit shorthanded without 5 players due to injury, illness, and players being out of town. But on the other side, Sunlight FC is missing players as well. As we are underway, it is Sunlight FC in the blue going from left to right, controlling the ball. FC Unite going from right to left in the yellow jerseys, kind of reminiscent of the Brazilian yellow kits. My name is Seth Orensky, joined by Steve Roberts here on Argon Sports Beat. And this one's got a really interesting feel. You've got a lot of players who are from Eastern Europe on Sunlight FC. Really good chemistry, shared language. On the opposite side, FC Unite, they share in their diversity, a team that prides themselves on cultural and racial diversity, players from 10 different countries. Should be interesting to see kind of the different dynamics between these two teams who have both come up with big victories against each other during the regular season. Controlled here by Sunlight FC, a battle, and it will go out for a goal kick. Nope, they're going to overrule it. The head referee points to the corner flag, and they will give the first corner of the game to Sunlight FC. Of the 5 players who are unavailable today for FC Unite, quite a few along the back line, so that's going to be the area to watch. They need a strong performance out of their back line, according to manager Ito Yusuke, who unfortunately is one of those players unavailable, out with COVID, so hoping that he can watch his team pick up their second consecutive victory after a 4-2 win in last year's title matchup. Booted out, and it will be a throw-in on the far side for Sunlight FC for Vladimir Momatuk. This Sunlight FC team only has 18 players on the roster. Looks like they only have 2 or 3 subs today, so the cooler temperatures, overcast, a little bit of rain coming down, probably a benefit just to keep these players from overheating, as we've got an offside call in the early going. Steve, we should see some goals in this one. Top 2 scoring teams in the Division I level this year, 39 goals in 10 games for Sunlight FC, first in the league. FC Unite not too far behind with 35 of them. So both of these teams averaging well over 3 goals per game. The problem, if you're FC Unite, is Sunlight FC also gave up just 7 goals in those 10 games against. So they are a little bit of a behemoth, a goal differential of plus 22, 2.2 goals per game. So we'll see how FC Unite does. They did score 3 of those 7 goals against Sunlight FC, but that was when Sunlight was missing some of their key pieces. Controlled here by FC Unite, but they turn it right back over. Working with it there is Quintanilla. To the far side, they've got a runner on the far side.
He should have opportunity to cross here.
This is Momatuk with the left foot. Good step in front, and it'll go out for a throw-in right next to the corner flag. Making the defensive play there was Brian Milner. Momatuk looking for options. Pass it backwards for Andrew Izatow.
So both teams playing pretty tight on their defense. They're not giving much space to players.
No, we're still looking for that first opportunity of the game. We know it's coming. Both of these teams have some big-time goal scorers. The player to watch for FC Unite is James Bowen, the Jamaican wearing number 1 up top. You can't miss him. He's one of the tallest players on the field, averages over 2 goals per game. On the opposite side, I was told by Sergei Komarnichi, who's the coach and also a player for Sunlight FC, that Mamadi Koya was going to score lots of goals today. So those are the 2 men to watch. Koya is wearing number 29, and he's playing in the midfield.
Good hustle that time by the goalie. That ball almost got away from him, and there was a player right there ready to pick it up.
That's Gio Bencomo in net for FC Unite. Hails from Mexico, one of the 10 different nations. You got players from all over the world: Thailand, Togo, Japan, Mexico, Jamaica, and the United States. As they are going to give the throw-in to Sunlight FC, and some frustration there from FC Unite. I think especially for, as we push up, yesterday we did the D3, D4 title, the energy, the emotion, it's only going to rise as the skill level rises as well.
Both these teams here aren't afraid to play a little bit physical either. Early in the match, they've been making contact.
Yeah, it's interesting. The note that I got from FC Unite is that they pride themselves on playing hard and physical but not dirty. And there is an important distinction there, especially at this level. You don't want to have someone get injured and then not be able to go to work on Monday. But there certainly is a level of physicality that you'd like to continue to see no matter the age. As this is the deepest that we've seen FC Unite into the Sunlight FC defensive half. Still looking for their first shot. Still looking for the first shot of this game. Only 5 minutes in. Throw-in goes up the line, knocked down, and it will stay with Sunlight FC. Slightly different formations for the 2 sides. FC Unite's going to start in a 4-4-2. On the opposite side, we will see this Sunlight FC team play a 4-1-4-1. Controlled by Sunlight FC. They'll leave it off for Izatao. And you see this heavy press coming.
Oh, yeah.
Good work there from Mick Miyamoto. He's going to be whistled for the foul, but just not making life easy at all on this Sunlight FC team. That time it was Jake Barr who drew the contact and the foul. Big thing is, how long can you apply that kind of pressure over 90 minutes? And if you can apply that pressure for 90 minutes, you're really going to wear the other team down. But I don't know quite the endurance of some of these players, as that was spilled by the keeper. But fortunately, first one there is a teammate, as that was a bit dangerous, and a good job defensively coming over there by Marcel Curlin to break up a potential opportunity. Get a throw from the near side once the ball is retrieved. Still scoreless. Early first half between the defending champs FC Unite and the regular season champs Sunlight FC. Sunlight FC finishing with 27 points over 10 games. So 2.7 per game, whereas FC Unite finished second with 23 points. So we'll go out on the far side for a FC Unite throw-in. 2 teams very friendly before the game, certainly know each other well. So that's a nice play by Bencomo to clear it out of trouble. High bouncing ball. Haven't seen Bowen get really any service to this point. Then again, we haven't seen Mamadi Koya on the ball all that often. These 2 teams know each other very well. In the game that FC Unite was able to defeat Sunlight FC, one of their keys was keeping the ball away from Pasha Ivanov, who wears number 11, and he's the one chasing the ball there. They view him as one of the top players on this Sunlight FC team, but with just 12 players available today, they will not man-mark him. He's the guy, one of the guys to watch. I mean, there's quite a few very talented players on this Sunlight FC team.
And you can see that Sunlight is trying to get the ball to him quite often, especially when he's down near the goal line.
Yeah, it might be a case where he's not going to score the most goals on the team, but he can be that big-time creator as they look long for Bowen. Tries to flick it on, able to do so, but a defender was back and able to clear it away. That was Andre Doshvin, and Doshvin gets it past Bowen. But better sustained pressure here from FC Unite. Lose possession, and it'll be Quintanilla losing his footing, getting back up, nutmegging a player, continuing his run. This one's tipped forward, could get to the offensive attacking player, rounds the keeper, still going with it, still fighting with it. There's a couple defenders back. Good diving effort there to keep it alive by Ben Como, and finally it'll be played backwards. That was nearly a phenomenal chance for Sergei Palmerchuk.
Yeah, I thought that one was going to be an opportunity there, but good job by the goalkeeper to stay on that.
Pasha was able to find the ball in the box, but it's shouldered away by a defender. That was definitely the best chance for either side. But Ben Como did a nice job of never giving up on the play. And unfortunately for Palmerchuk, just didn't quite have the angle to rip a shot on target. Palmerchuk here working towards net. He tries to find Koya, and he's going to be whistled offside. So an early opportunity for Sunlight FC, the first one for either side, but they're unable to put a shot or shot on target. We know we're going to see goals. Just a little bit of a cagey start here in the first 10 minutes of this over 40 Division I championship, as that one is redirected back towards the cage of FC Unite. It's Koya Mamadi fighting for possession. He's working against Tete Adama Tasa, the Togo native. Players falling behind the play, and this will be out for a throw. Got a player who's down, and hopefully just momentarily, but player's going to need to be attended to. This is one of the FC Unite players. Remember, they only have the one sub. So hopefully that player is okay. Looks like maybe a little bit of an upper body injury around the neck. Looks like he's going to stay on as he has some words with Sunlight FC player. As Luis Castro Quintanilla comes over and talks to Kyle McLowry. McLowry will shrug it off, and we are back to live action as that's a lift clearance there by Jorge Tovar, and it will go back to FC Unite.
So we'll see if FC Unite can make something happen now that they're on this end of the pitch here.
I mean, it's pretty clear with the size that James Bowen provides that if you can get the ball to him, he's going to draw in a lot of defenders. So even if he's not able to do something with the ball, he's going to be able to find some options. Sunlight FC trying to get it out of their own half. Minimal pressure. They boot it across midfield. Both players missed the header, and here comes Mamadi Koya. Rather, Koya Mamadi tries to flick it backside. He was looking for Palmerchuk, and we've got a little bit of a shoulder-to-shoulder foul as McLowry is whistled for the foul. Free kick coming just outside the box.
We'll see if they go into the box with this, or it's a nice range here.
Looks like it'll be a left-footed player, Jake Barr, behind. I mean, this is only 30 yards out. He could elect to shoot here.
Right. Lefty, nice curve on it.
And he does. I don't think that was the intention, but it's saved by the keeper, spills it, and fortunately finds a teammate. Pushing it forward, looking for Bowen, but it's cleared back right towards the box by Andrew Izatau. Picked up by Ben Como, who's certainly been the busier of the two keepers. Haven't had to talk about Victor Voisinuk, who's in net on the opposite side for Sunlight FC. McLowry will flick that one up into space, and it's right back over to Koya. Ball floated into space for Palmerchuk. Palmerchuk centering it for Pasha, and it's cleared away and back into the hands there of Ben Como, but that was a good look, and Clearly, Pasha Ivanov is putting himself into good spaces for this Sunlight FC team. Chance to go the other way for Brian Milner. Milner to the feet of Bowen. Bowen able to get around one player, flicks it out wide. Looking for Miyamoto. Miyamoto tries to cross it back, but as he was losing his footing, only really had one player in the box in McLowry. And we'll see our first substitution of the game. It's only going to be a one-man for one-man substitution because, again, neither team is that deep today. First time we've seen Brian Veal, and Veal will come on to replace Brian Milner. About 15 minutes into this first half of 90 as there's some pushing and shoving. Mamadi Koya believed that he had been fouled there, but the referee says play on. And it looked like there was a little bit of late contact, but the referee is saying play on. He wants to see these teams fight to play through, as that time it looked like Bowen might have been stepped on the cleats of Izatau, and again, the referee is content to just let these guys play. Bowen's still down. That would be a tough loss. But there's also nothing like the agony of getting cleats on the top of your foot. So you throw in from the near side. It'll be Tete Adama Tese. He finds Bowen. He's back to his feet. Headed back towards midfield. It's Quintanilla who will just boot it deep.
He was us.
And fighting for it here is Palmerchuk. Palmerchuk and Ivanov have been the two players in good attacking spaces thus far for Sunlight FC. Playing it out wide, and a good job by the right back to step and break that up. Possession has certainly been in favor of Sunlight FC, but it hasn't been a dominant number at this point. Neither team with a shot or shot on target, as this time we do get a foul behind the play, and we're going to see a yellow card assessed to James Bowen, who might have been a bit frustrated from that earlier challenge. And down behind the play, that's going to be Jorge Tovar, the center back, who took that late challenge.
So Sunlight FC has done a nice job of possession here and so far in the game.
They've had that possession. They just haven't been able to create chances out of it. A couple of mini chances. They put the ball in the box. They had that one opportunity where Palmerchuk was able to round the keeper. Here's a good look and another good interception there. And that's our first shot of the game that will go well wide off the foot of Vladimir Momatuk. But again, Sunlight FC is getting bodies into the box, just haven't been able to connect on that first pass. A good job by Momatuk to follow it up and try to put something on target. On the opposite side, Bowen with that early yellow card, just about 15 minutes into the game. He's going to have to be careful, but he's clearly a player that they need his physicality, as Miyamoto goes all the way through, and it's out for a corner kick. A little bit of a miscommunication there between Wojciech and Tovar, and first corner kick in a while. I believe it's the second of the game for FC Unite. I would assume Bowen would be the guy you're looking for, but instead they go towards the top of the 18, and it comes all the way out for Ivanov. Momatuk looking for options, plays it to the feet of Izatau. On the turf, just out of the reach there of Jake Barr, who was in space. And FC Unite is just content to boot it downfield. This one is crushed down the field, and it falls nicely for Palmerchuk, and a good job coming over by Tete to break it up. That's not typically how you'd want to draw it up, just booting it deep, but it almost worked out pretty well.
Sunlight has had some luck getting the ball deep and finding players breaking for it.
That one takes a deflection and falls nicely for Ben Como. Ben Como just looking to slow things down a bit. And he will, I don't think he meant to boot it that way. Yeah, it looked like that one came off the side of the foot, but it falls nicely for FC Unite. They turn it over. Good pass towards the backside, but unfortunately it was broken up on the attempted look there for Castro Quintanilla. That's a much better boot from Ben Como. Headed down and controlled by Sunlight FC. What has been a cagey match to this point.
Nice give and go with the triangle there.
Yeah, I mean, those are the three players we've been talking the most about. Mamadi Koya along with Palmerchuk and Ivanov. And just unable to connect. Looks like the rain's coming down a little bit harder at this point. Won't make much of an impact on the turf as there's a look from Ivanov, and Pasha is denied. First shot on target of the game. Just the second shot overall, both coming from Sunlight FC. Bowen able to find his teammate there. That's
Derek Cross.
Miyamoto all the way out wide for McLowry, who will be able to keep it in. Back for Miyamoto. Miyamoto into the box. Deflected back out, and it will come out for a throw. And they're going to make a sub on the fly. Yeah, it looks like McLowry will come out and Milner back on. Unlimited substitution, so just trying to keep some fresh legs. Into the box, it's Bowen looking to get a turn. Bowen with the first shot of the game. And the half volley with the back turn does not go exactly where he wanted it, but that's the scary part about a player like Bowen. Even with the defender right on his back, he was able to get a shot off.
He's hungry. I've been watching him. He's hungry for the ball. A couple of missed opportunities down there, and he is calling for it.
And this is a team that scored 35 goals during the regular season, and he averaged over 2 goals per game.
There we go.
So this is a guy who's used to scoring goals, who wants to score goals. And it looks like he's got a pretty good connection with Miyamoto, the man who's wearing number 8. Those two have played well off of each other in the few chances they've had the ball around the 18. FC Unite looking to play out of the back. This pass a little bit too far for the winger. And it's loose at midfield. Settled and controlled by Barr. As Barr will go all the way back to his center back. And he gets it right back. We saw 12 goals between these two teams in the two regular season matchups. But at this point, the floodgates haven't quite opened. Tete tracking it along the near sideline, keeps it in. And it will be handled by Izatau. Push forward. Mamadi almost had a turn, but at the last second cleared away. Good foot by Sam Beebe. And it will go out for a corner kick. Haven't seen all that many set pieces in this game. I believe this is the first or second corner for Sunlight FC, and we'll see who's going to come over. Not a surprise. It's Pavel Ivanov, the man they call Pasha, who will take it. Looks like he's going to go with the left foot. Only 4 bodies in the box, and here comes the 5th runner. Ivanov slipping, and it's cleared away by the first player at the near post as Ivanov is slow to get up. That is the one issue with wet turf, a little bit more likely to slip, but you're not going to get parts of the field if it was grass and dirt where you get it really muddy and just chewed up. Tete will usher this one out, and it will stay with FC Unite. Defending champs versus regular season champs. As that was close to being a handball, but they will play on. Andre Dashku able to break that up. Stoshku has done a good job of trying to slow Bowen down. That's just under the feet of Koya, who was looking to make a run on net. Koya started in the midfield, but has been one of the most forward players. And here is Koya, who, again, just can't quite get to it. Ben Como coming well off his line. Sunlight FC with the ball, playing it towards the top of the 18. Easily broken up by FC Unite. They played on the turf looking for Bowen. Bowen with Miyamoto, and it's nicely broken up that time. But just a bit too much. That's number 8, who I believe is Edward Borowski, who was the one player I didn't have a number. Oh, no. Excuse me. That is not Borowski. That is Sergei Frostenyuk. I was told that Edward Borowski is going to be a little bit late. Don't have a number for him. But also struggling to read my own handwriting. Flicked on, and plenty of time here for the center back, who will float it forward, looking for Koya. Koya triple teamed and still able to maintain possession. Over for Quintanilla. Quintanilla leaves it for Barr, sliding it to the far side. This is Ivanov. Ivanov into the box. Ivanov still with it. Ivanov off the hand of the keeper, and it falls nicely for Tete. And once again, Unite able to get away. A little bit of trouble there. As that loose ball could have fallen to anyone, but fell kindly for the defense. That's a misplayed ball by Tom Minami, and it allows a chance on the near side. Keeper off his line, looking for the shot, and a good step by the defender Adam Pence to break up that potential shot pass from Castro Quintanilla. Game seems to be opening up a little bit more opportunities for both sets of forwards as defenses get stretched. We'll see another corner kick coming for Pavel Ivanov. Last corner was cleared away right at the near post as Ivanov was losing his footing. Sure, he would like a little bit of a deeper ball here to give some of his teammates a chance. Ivanov, yeah, maybe too much on that, but it's headed back towards him. Ivanov from a better angle takes the shot, and it's well wide. It looks like Unite was asking for an offside from Ivanov's position where he's coming from, but it doesn't matter as he pushes it well wide. And we will see a rare substitution in this game, just not that many subs available. It's going to be number 22. This is Ruslan Zakharin coming on for the first time. And Zakharin will replace Sergei Palmerchuk, who's been extremely successful on that far side as a winger. So we'll see if the attacking substitution can continue some of the success that Sunlight FC has found. Don't have a goal, but they definitely created more of the chances. Shots at this point, I believe, are 2 or 3 to 1. Only the one shot on target. A fairly easy save for Ben Como. Tovar looking at his options, sprays a ball, a good one to the substitute, Zakharin, but his heavy first touch turns the ball over. This one will come all the way back to the keeper, Voisenyuk, who has not had to do too much work today. Tovar, again, looking deep, and that time he was looking for Mamadi, and it was broken up. Good pressure coming from Sunlight FC, and the ball sprayed ahead for Mamadi. And another nice defensive play by Adam Pence. They're going to say that one actually went off Mamadi last, and it will lead to a throw-in. That looked like it could have been real trouble for FC Unite.
FC Unite definitely has had more opportunities down near the goal. They've done a nice job of pushing the ball up. Their midfielders have done a nice job distributing it.
That was actually called a foul on Momedy, so it goes back to FC Unite looking for an opportunity here. Slid to the near side. This is Milner. Milner all the way across. A chance for a shot from the top of the 18, and while jumping, it was Minimi who sent it high and a little bit wide. Second shot of the game, and better from FC Unite, who really only had the 2 looks. That look from Minimi and the earlier shot from Bowen. 0-0, nearing the 30-minute mark of the first half, as Wojciech's going to grab not one but both balls that were hanging out behind his net. Just trying to avoid having a long run next time. It'll be Tovar to take the goal kick. Sunlight FC's had the better end of possession and shots, but they've been unable to break down this FC Unite defense that is missing some key pieces. Both teams are missing some players, but FC Unite, especially along their back 4, missing some of their key players, and thus far they've done a good job of avoiding giving up that early goal. Both of these teams score over 3 goals per game. As that looked like it could have been a handball, bounces around, and it's Momedy who's able to put it in. An awkward play where it went through Ben Como, and I mentioned that a couple times FC United gotten away with the ball bouncing around loose in the box, and that time all alone was Koya Momedy, and he's able to score the opening goal right around the 30-minute mark of this first half.
I think both the offensive players there were a little bit surprised that ball got through to him, but it was an easy shot once it did get past the goalie there.
And it would have been interesting because it did appear as if it hit the hand of a defender coming through, and I think that kind of slowed everyone in terms of thinking, is it going to be a penalty? Is it not going to be a penalty? And in the end, Momedy Koya did exactly what he was supposed to. Hey, I don't hear a whistle. I'm going to play it. And here's Bowen looking to immediately attack. Bowen at the top of the 18. He's the top scorer for FC Unite, but he's dispossessed, and the ball is sprayed out. We heard that Momedy Koya was going to score some goals. Well, he's got the first one of this game. Heard that Bowen is a big-time goal scorer, and he's yet to get that first good look at net. It's even off. Looking for a second. Spraying it to the near side. Top of the 18 for Zakarin. Zakarin trying to keep it in along the sideline, plays it off of a Unite defender. Zakarin gets it back. Zakarin to the middle, and Momedy puts it just wide. Well, Momedy Koya is certainly providing his team some really good looks, especially in these last couple minutes, as he just put Sunlight FC ahead 1-0 and nearly made it 2. Loose pass there, and it's picked up by Izatau for Ivanov and broken up. Bowen was asking for it to be played to feet. Instead, it was played out wide, and easy for Sunlight FC to pick up possession, and now they'll look to build out from the back. Tovar, dangerous pass there as the winger from Unite was pushing forward, and again, it's Koya giving chase. It seems like he's got unlimited energy there as he's made a ton of runs. Milner looking for options. Milner sprays it out wide. And it's Ivanov who eventually taps it out of bounds. That he was up against Lee Thamavong. Thamavong out of Thailand. One of those 10 different countries that are represented on the FC Unite team, and a big reason why they call themselves FC Unite. They're proud of that cultural and racial diversity. Looking to bring people together. At the top of the box, it's Sam Beebe looking to start the breakout. Ball deflected on for Bowen, trying to leave it off there for Minimi, and just an errant touch from Bowen, who's probably a little frustrated, but again, when you're a center forward, you just got to have a quick reset. And once again, here comes Koya. Was looking to the backside for Quintanilla. Unselfish there, and it was broken up. Trying to dribble his way through is Curlin. And eventually it's out for a Unite throw. Thamavan looking at his options, playing it forward. It's teammate giving chase and still fighting for it. That could have been really dangerous. Unfortunately, Sunlight FC able to get out of it, but just a bit of high energy pressure coming from FC Unite that nearly created a good look. Even off, able to track down. The ball has one option. It's Koya sending it to the 6, and it's broken up. Adam Pence got there first, but not out of trouble, and now we've got a foul, and it will go against Koya, as Koya must have made contact with the keeper, Ben Como, who was very upset that the referee hadn't blown the whistle earlier. We're going to get a sub as McLowry will check on. Remember, just the one sub available for FC Unite, so it'll be McLowry on for Curlin. Tete with the long boot. Past midfield, but the only player there was someone for Sunlight FC, and it's booted out of bounds by Mamatuk.
So far, I've been very impressed so far with Sunlight's ability to make accurate long passes to their forward players. They've done that quite a few times so far in the match, and those players have been able to pull it in. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get some chances out of it.
Yeah, Sunlight FC has definitely done a nice job of making those runs and finding some of those players. I know Bowen is constantly looking for the ball, but some of his teammates and he have not always been on the same page. We're into the final 10 of this first half. It's Sunlight FC leading at 1-0 on the goal from Koya Mamadi. Bowen coming all the way back to grab possession. Now they look to build from the back. McLowry, long run along the near side, kept it in, but couldn't keep his footing, rather. And it will go back to Sunlight FC. Better, though, for FC Unite, who's struggling to come up with chances. It looked like Tovar took a little bit of a shoulder into the chest. Referee is not blowing the whistle, but it will be put out of play from FC Unite. And it just looked like the smaller FC Unite player there might have thrown an elbow or a shoulder into Tovar, and Tovar still struggling on the turf. That was Minimi and Tovar battling for possession, and Tovar might have gotten it in the ribs. Looks like Sergei Komarnichi, the captain and coach of Sunlight FC, will come on for the first time. He will replace Luis Castro Quintanilla. This Sunlight FC team has 2, maybe 3 subs, but they've barely used them. And for FC Unite, they only have the 1 sub. So it's been pretty much the same group of 22 players out there for the most part. Bowen gets a turn, and a nice diving effort from Mamatuk is able to divert that one away from Bowen, who was giving chase. Voisenyuk throws it out into the midfield, almost like a basketball pass. Ivanov, who's clearly got a lot of skill, playing it perfectly to the feet of Mamadi. Played forward, Mamatuk giving chase, and Mamatuk's going to be called for the foul. Very physical there with Sam Beebe, and in the end, just a bit too physical for our head referee's liking. Steve, I don't think either team would be too upset to go into the half with this game at 1-0. Sunlight FC has clearly been the better of the two teams. They've created more chances, more shots. They might feel like they are deserving of a second goal. Here's a wide open header, and then Mamadi, of course, coming in from behind. It was an errant header from Komarnichi, but it ends up right into the path of Mamadi Koya, and it's 2-0. And I was just about to say,
was that a plan play?
well, they'd feel like they deserve a second goal.
Right.
If you're FC United, you'd be okay going in 1-0 because all it takes is one. Now 2-0, it feels like it's a bigger hill to climb, and that was a really nice job. Again, Ivanov involved. Again, Koya involved, and Komarnichi, the manager. Had a wide open goal. Probably would have liked to score the goal himself, but his errant header goes directly to the player who's been red hot. And Komarnichi looking a little bit like a sage manager when he told me before the game, watch out for Mamadi Koya. He's going to score a lot of goals. Well, there have been 2 goals scored, and he's got both of them. And it's Sunlight FC up 2-0 on the defending champs, FC Unite, who have their work cut out for them. Only the 2 shots thus far, both off target. And a big part is figuring out how to slow down Mamadi Koya.
Yeah, he has done a nice job up front there. Very energetic, chasing down lots of balls. Very good ball control.
And it's interesting, he started the game in a midfield spot, a little bit deeper, and now he's moved up pretty much to be that center forward. And it's really caused some problems for FC Unite. The deeper he's gone, the more problems FC Unite has had in terms of slowing his runs and also slowing some of those crosses into the box.
And that adjustment may have been made because of the matchup on defense there.
Yeah, it certainly worked out to this point as Bowen gives chase. That looked like it was a handball. The referee says play on. And it'll be out for a Sunlight throw. Pushed right out of bounds and right back to Sunlight. So we are closing in on halftime, and sure, FC Unite is looking for that halftime whistle just so they can regroup. The opposite side, FC Unite or Sunlight FC would probably like to just skip right through halftime and continue playing. They have been growing stronger and stronger as this game has gone along. First goal was around the 30-minute mark. Got another one in the last 5 minutes. And their lead is 2-0 as McLowry couldn't quite keep it in. Greater Portland Soccer District over 40 D1 championship. And right now it is Sunlight FC up 2-0 on FC Unite. Played ahead for Komarnichi, the manager, who already has an assist in limited minutes. Unable to hold on to the ball there, and it will be played backwards, where it's controlled by Unite. To the foot of Bowen, but it hops up over his foot. And back to Sunlight FC. Working with it is Barr. Barr drops it off for Frosenyuk, and now Koya can't believe that he didn't draw the foul there. We'll say that this referee has let significantly more play than yesterday's referee. Seen quite a few players tumble to the turf. Frosenyuk drops it off for Tovar, and right back. Trying for some tic-tac-toe play, broken up, and Bowen is one of the 2 options forward. Bowen drops it off for a teammate. Couple of yellow shirts going forward, but it's chested down. Good work from Andre Doshku, who's been the last defender back for the most part and has made some big plays in slowing down Bowen and Minami, along with Miyamoto. Near side, controlled by Sunlight FC. Play it back into the midfield and pushed forward. We've really seen some good passing from both of these teams, but especially Sunlight FC. When they want to just slow it down, they've done a nice job, and then they come through with these boots down the wing as Ben Como is content to boot it out of bounds. Into the box, looking for Koya, already with 2 goals, and it's out for a goal kick.
Yes, Sunlight has done a nice job of keeping it back in the defensive area, looking for the runners on the outside, and then booting it deep. Very accurate most of the time, and then they're finding some play on the inside. United still has yet to get quite the offense they want down near the goal. They have not been able to make enough happen down there to get chances.
Yeah, just the 2 shots for FC Unite. It's a team that averages 3.5 goals per game, so not what they're used to. But again, in the 2 games against Sunlight FC this year, 3 goals in the first one, a 3-2 win, but then shut out 7-0. So if you factor that in, they probably averaged close to 4 goals per game without that shutout loss. The opposite side, this Sunlight FC team, 39 goals, so just under 4 per game, but just the 7 goals against. A juggernaut here in the over 40 D1 level. So it's handled by Sunlight FC. We are right around the 45-minute mark. The clock is kept on the field, so no indication up here. Just trying to follow our watches as Sunlight FC is not content with the 2-0 lead. Tovar, center back, who's done a nice job spraying some passes. Just out of the reach there of Koya, but it'll come all the way for Komarnici, who's looking for options. No one's there. Komarnici still with it. Leaves it off for Koya, looking for a third, and he drags it wide. Sergei Komarnici was looking around. There was no one to cross it back to. I thought he might get selfish and look for the shot, but no, that's a good manager trying to find the hot hand, and unfortunately Koya, with the goalkeeper and the defender rushing at him, drags it wide. So another goal kick. It'll be Tete Adamatasa. We'll see if FC Unite can get something going late in the half. He has quite the boot.
He does.
But flip it forward. First player there is a Sunlight player bouncing around, and FC Unite will get possession back within their own half. Errant pass, and it'll be picked up by Barr. Barr flipping it out wide for Quintanilla. Quintanilla looking for a right-footed shot, and it's just off the side of the cage.
Very good chance there.
Didn't quite have the angle, and a good job running back. I believe that was Brian Milner to deny him the angle, but that's going to be the issue that FC Unite runs into as they push more bodies forward, especially off some of these free kicks. They are giving up more space on the counter, and that time Quintanilla didn't quite make them pay. Tete boots it towards midfield, but it's going out, and it will be a throw-in for Sunlight FC. This is Mamatuk, who just had that important intervention to deny Bowen his first shot on target. This will go out, and it will be a throw for Sunlight FC as the wind has picked up significantly. Evenoff trying to get the turn, and he's dragged down. It'll be Adam Pence guilty of the foul and a free kick just outside the box here as we are maybe 10, 11 minutes into half number 2. It's going to be a yellow card. I think this should be on Pence, not on Tete, but Evenoff was going to get the turn. Pence dragged him down. Second yellow card of the game. Bowen was whistled in the first half, and I believe this one's going to be given, it should be given to Pence. I don't think Tete was guilty in that situation. We've got some little kids who are playing with the balls behind.
Which one is
the
which?
Net. Well, the funny thing is, it's Father's Day, and these might be the players'
sons.
The players' sons who are not allowing Dad to play. It will be a free kick here for Sunlight FC, a chance to extend their lead. It's already 2-0. This is a dangerous spot just outside the 18 from a difficult angle. Even off the lefty would be curling it to the backside, would not likely be shooting. Tovar with the right foot. This could be a chance to curl it in the near post. Three-man wall. Tovar is the player closest to the ball, but my guess is Ivanoff ends up taking this. Ivanoff looks like he will, and Ivanoff will slide it on the turf. Left-footed shot by Barr is broken up nicely by Minami. So they tried to get a better angled shot, but FC Unite aware to it. Remember, third meeting between these teams is Tete will take that one off the head and out for a Sunlight throw. And for Sunlight, this is a good spot. Don't necessarily need a third goal, but certainly making it more difficult on FC Unite to create anything with the ball pinned into their own defensive third. Koya Mamadi continues to stretch below us. Hopefully he's okay. He was the impact man in the first half with a pair of goals. Tovar, the center back, who's still pushed a little bit further forward. It's Barr, who's taken out by Bowen, and they will whistle. Referee was right there. I was wondering if he was going to blow the whistle. Took a moment, and when he saw that Minami was going to have a chance to go the other way, then the whistle was blown. And this is a free kick from straight away. Now, it's a little bit far out to potentially think about shooting. You're probably looking at 32 to 35.
Mm-hmm.
But still an opportunity straight on to do quite a few things. And it looks like this time Tovar will get his shot, whether it's a shot or a pass. Four-man wall with Tovar, the center back, lined up behind the ball along with Barr, the lefty, who will take the shot. And it's Bencoma, the save, and he is unable to keep it in. It goes out for a corner. Bencoma, though, read it well, just couldn't quite hold on. The rain does appear to have stopped, but the ball might still be a little wet. It's wet turf, and it will lead to another free kick, this time a corner kick for Ivanoff. And they call Pasha, who's one of the top playmakers on this Sunlight team, who averages just under 4 goals a game. That's a good corner off the top of the crossbar. It's not what he was probably planning, but nearly dipped that one in down below the crossbar and potentially in the net. You don't see that many Olympicos at the professional level, but maybe you can get away with it a bit more here at the over 40 level. Long ball right to the foot of Bowen. That is huge. Bowen holds off 2 players. The third one comes over, and now seeing more numbers forward. McLowry, though, can't quite keep possession as he was pushed off the ball. Here's Quintanilla, who I don't think he meant to back pass it to an opposing player. And now it's Bowen looking for options out wide for McLowry. McLowry tipping it through for Minami, who trips over the ball, and it's Barr with a chance to counter. Barr for Sunlight FC. Over for Ivanoff, triple teamed, and his pass finds a teammate. Back for Barr, just past him. We're playing a little bit of hot potato in the midfield. Eventually it will be settled down by Sunlight FC. Pushing it out wide, they try to find Victor Haron. And it's back for Tovar. Tovar for Haram, but too far out of his reach. And Bencoma, who's been one of the busiest players today, will pick it up as the rain, just as I said it had stopped, begins to fall again. Typical Pacific Northwest weather.
There we go.
Getting tripped up is Mick Miyamoto, and he earns the foul. You can see why FC Unite has been successful offensively. Between Bowen and Miyamoto, they have 2 very different types of players who play well off of each other. Problem is, this Sunlight defense is quite good, and they've just had numbers around Bowen and some of the other players. As we get a rare foul, Tovar apparently grabbing the jersey, although he's saying that Bowen might have been grabbing his. We're going to see a yellow card issued. This should be on Tovar, who was clearly arguing for the referee. 3rd yellow of the day. And it'll be a free kick, and from Bowen, probably looking at 25, 26 yards out. If you can get this over the wall and down, this could be a very good goal-scoring opportunity. Big thing is, can you get it up and down in time? It's almost a little bit closer than you would like. There's currently a 4-man wall. We'll see what James Bowen can do. Is he saying, hey, you got to clear out Ruslan Zakarin? Bowen, only man behind the ball, and big-time goal scorer. This is a chance for a big-time goal scorer to make their mark in this contest.
He's got lots of open players on the outside there to get, if he can get a good angle, but we'll see what he decides to do here.
Bowen will leave it off for a teammate, and that was not what we were expecting, maybe not what the defense was expecting, but
went way high.
yeah,
with that.
Marcel Curlin just skies it, maybe a little bit over-eager there.
Yeah, he's not happy with himself on that.
We're looking at a triple substitution coming in for Sunlight FC. It will be Sergei Frosenyuk. Mamadi Koya also appears to be ready. And Sergei Palmerchuk, who was a starter, is going to come on. So Koya not quite ready to come in, but he's definitely closer than he was. And coming off the field were Ruslan Zakharin. That looked like it was number 15, which I'm assuming is Edward Borovsky. This will be out off of Curlin for a Sunlight throw.
United definitely going to have to pick up on their defense here.
Tomavong is ready to check on, and Tomavong will replace his FC Unite teammate. That's going to be number 19, Brian Veal.
Some fresh legs coming in. We'll see if it helps.
Playing it up the sideline, and this will come all the way forward for Haram. Haram holding off one player, pulls it back, and unfortunately the only player there was Minimi for Unite, and his pass just out of the reach of Tomavong. But we've seen that consistently. Sunlight FC's ability to get a little bit of space on the wings and then cut back. They haven't always found a teammate, but they've been able to create far more of those good-looking chances. Nearing the midway point of this second half. We've got a free kick coming for Sunlight FC. It's 2-0 in favor of Sunlight FC over defending champs FC Unite. Tovar boots it towards the back post. Ben Como gets hands on it, falls, and it falls to Sunlight FC. They'll boot it back into the box. Looking for the spectacular shot was Palmerchuk. And it's out for a goal kick on what could have been the goal of the weekend.
Good effort there. Way to keep us involved in the game. Give us a little bit of entertainment.
Yeah, it would have been a nasty volley there, but Palmerchuk couldn't put it on target. Still 2-0. It was 1-0 right around the 30-minute mark of the first half for Sunlight FC on the first of the day from Mamadi Koya, and then Koya able to score a second off a pass from Sergei Komarnichi, the player manager of this Sunlight FC team. FC Unite playing short 5 of their regulars.
Let's see if we get this pass through. They do.
Finds Bowen,
Oh.
And it's cleared away. Great defensive effort there by Andrew Izatow.
That's one nice touch away that time from a chance.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the skill level of Bowen, but just has not been able to get anything in space. Does have 2 of the team's 4 shots and had one really good look earlier that was cleared or was blocked before it could get in on net. We'll see a corner kick coming. Looks like it'll be Minimi to take it.
Looking for a high one. There it is. But
bounces all the way around, all the way out, and McLowry plays it off of a Sunlight FC player. That's Haram. Haram running down the sideline looking for options. They've only got 3 players forward. Haram still with it, bounces off a defender. Haram to the near side, and the only player there is an FC Unite player. So Haram a long run, but unable to connect, and it's Minimi. Minami still with it and plays it to the feet of Bowen. Bowen will dish it off for Curlin.
Now he's looking for the long pass, doesn't get through.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is they just don't have enough numbers forward.
Yeah.
So that will come out for a throw. And now we'll see the goal scorer, Mamadi Koya, check on for the first time. He's sat for probably 20 minutes. So replace Ram, who just went on that long marauding run. And now things get a little bit scarier if you're FC Unite, because you still need those 2 goals, but you also have to watch out for the big-time goal scorer, Mamadi Koya, who's got 2 today. And a little bit of frustration there as Curlin couldn't quite keep control of that pass. Rain coming down. A windy Sunday afternoon, Sunday Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the players in this game and everybody watching, as it sounds like we've got some construction going on behind us. Koya to the feet of Barr, and he'll spray it out wide for Ivanoff. Long run for Ivanoff with the keeper coming off, and Ben Como just elects to play it safe and will put it out for a Sunlight throw. Barr right back for Mamatuk and back for Barr. Just a real sense of ease and calm from those two. Now Mamatuk looks to attack to the feet of a player, and it's Palmer Chuck right into the breadbasket there on a hop of Ben Como. All of a sudden we've seen the offense attack of Sunlight pick up a bit, and that was really before Koya Mamadi checked in. Quintanilla along the far side trying to hold off a defender, and eventually it's cleared out of bounds by Milner, just trying to slow the... Oh, they're going to say it's off of Quintanilla.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure that Milner had touched it last. And we're going to get a new soccer ball. So we are at least past the 20-minute mark in the second half, maybe close to 25 minutes gone by. On the throw, it's tipped up. And it's controlled by Barr. Barr looking for options, content to slide it all the way back for Tovar. And one more. Right back to Barr, who's done a nice job in the midfield controlling things. Mamatuk for Ivanoff. Looking to go right back, and there's 2 defenders there for FC Unite. Here's Koya. And it's broken up. And again, for Unite right now, it looks like there's a little bit of frustration because at this point they're just being forced to play it out. They haven't been able to create nearly as much as they did in the first 5 to 10 minutes of this second half. Is looking for a third and being denied. That shot was deflected, and it slowed down the look from Koya Mamadi. Controlling it here is Sunlight FC, and it's out of play. That was Andre Doshvin, who's done a nice job paired with Tovar in the middle of the defense. As Sergei Komarnichi right next to the ball there, the manager wearing his jacket, who played sparingly in that first half but had an assist, is joined by a relative, potentially, maybe a son. I mean, at this point, over 40, you could even be talking about a grandson. Yeah. Or a nephew, but definitely a fun moment for him. Certainly easier when your team's winning 2-0 and controlling the game pretty well. Sunlight FC has really just turned it up a notch after a slower start to the second half that saw FC Unite threatening to get that first goal and get back in the game. Ball bounces around, and that's a rare errant touch from Mamadi because he had Ivanov streaking forward, and pass went right into an FC Unite player. It'll be FC Unite with the throw-in from the near side. This game is not over. Unite, though, needs to get that first goal. They need to get one to really put the pressure on Sunlight. And after a couple early shots, they've really been slowed down. And here comes Mamadi, who stripped the ball nicely by Bibi. Falls for Ivanov. Far side, right to the chest of Quintanilla, looking for his first goal. Quintanilla trying to cut it back into the side netting. The second good look for Luis Castro Quintanilla here in the second half, but he couldn't quite put it on target.
So Sunlight still keeping pressure on, still looking for opportunities.
And we're going to see a sub for FC United. It's Brian Veal coming back on for Tomavong, and that's the second time we've seen those two players switch on and off for each other. It looks like Tomavong just dealing with a little bit of a niggle. Pass is a little bit wide to McLowry and just barely stays in the complex. FC Unite won last year's championship by a 4-2 score, but they find themselves in a 2-0 hole here in the over 40 D1 championship. Rare chance in space for Bowen. Bowen has the one runner. Instead, he looks to keep it himself. Bowen still with it. Bowen into the box, trying to cut back. Tovar gets a foot, and Tovar's partner, Dashu, is able to break it up. I mean, the problem for Bowen is every single time he looks up, it's 1, 2, 3
They
shirts.
collapse on him all the time.
Yeah, and even the one option that he had, Mick Miyamoto, there was a player or two on him as well. Just not enough bodies forward for FC Unite. Here's a chance.
This is where they need to bring it across.
Lowry for Veal, trying to cut it across. It's off Tovar, and they'll get a throw. And you almost have to send numbers forward right now if you're FC Unite. Trailing by 2. It's probably got about 20 minutes left in this game, maybe a little bit less. The throw in for Marcel Kurlin, who will cross it in. And easily picked up by Victor Wozniak, who's made just the one save. Hasn't had to be busy. It's funny, goalie is one of the few positions where you can have a good day by not doing much. I guess defense is kind of similar in that case in soccer. Is Mamadou was definitely slipping as he received that pass. And the nice thing about Mamadi is he just continues to make runs. And here's another one of those. Mamadi Koya tries to cut it back for Quintanilla, broken up by Bibi. And FC Unite will look to create something. Almost intercepted. They retain possession to the feet of Bowen. Bowen looking to turn, trying to use his speed, but Tovar able to read the play and plays it back for his keeper. Wozniak slides it through. And this is where I've been impressed with this Sunlight team. Their defense is not only strong, but they're calm. They've done such a good job of retaining possession, making the passes on the turf, and then starting the offense.
Oh, nice inside move.
Mamatuk leaves it off, and the left-footed shot off the post there. Great effort coming from Sergei Palmerchuk, who's had quite a few good looks.
Great chance there on that one.
That would have probably put this game to bed. Instead, Miyamoto is looking to create something on the opposite side. It's FC Unite running 2v5, and they're not going to call a foul there. And now there should be a foul as Miyamoto's held on to. And this is going to be a foul right outside the box. Both players thought there could have been a foul, and Andrew Izato is saying, hey, he grabbed me, and that's the only reason he got the ball back. But it will be a free kick just outside the box, dangerous position. And this is going to have to be if there's going to be a comeback, it's going to have to start here.
Yep.
Bowen behind the ball. We saw him leave it for Marcel Curlin on an earlier free kick. There's no one around him this time. Could try to curl this one in. We'll see what Bowen elects to do. The big-time goal scorer for FC Unite. Low line drive off the head of a defender, and it's batted out for a corner. Yeah. That's probably the smart play by Wojciech, not taking any chances with a catch. And we'll get a corner from the near side. First of the half for FC Unite, only their third or fourth of the game. It'll be Tom Minimi to take it, plays it short for Beebe. Beebe right back for Minimi, only one defender there. Minimi with the left-footed cross, looking for Bowen, heads it backwards, and it'll be knocked out by Ivanov, only as far as the final defender for Unite. They still control. Ball is loose, player goes down, no call coming, and now a chance for Sunlight FC on the counter. It's Quintanilla 1v1 with the defender, and it's knocked out. Good defensive play by Adam Pence there. Sunlight still pushing bodies forward, and the pass from Barr will head towards the sideline. Long run, and good effort there. Mamadi Koya able to knock it off of Beebe as we will see a sub. It looks like Komarnichi is going to come on, just as he did in the first half as a late substitute. I'm not quite sure who Komarnichi is replacing because no one's walking
There's
off.
one on the far side of the field walking off.
Gotcha. That's going to be Quintanilla, who's he's not going to take a seat, but he's going to watch from the far sideline. Koya again able to play it off of a defender and out. And this is a point where Sunlight FC would be probably content to just take a little bit of time off the clock.
Yeah, I think they've been doing that for the past 10 minutes. They've been working the ball around, trying to find a good opportunity where not quite as aggressive at going towards the goal as they were the first period.
Yeah, I think I just heard the number 13 minutes left. So we're into the final 15 of the game. We're closing in on the 80th minute, and realistically, unless something drastic changes in this game, Sunlight FC is on their way to a victory. They've done a complete effort here as the cross is headed away by Beebe. A goal in the first half, the first goal of the game, came on a cross where everyone kind of stopped because of a potential handball, and it came through the goalie and fell to Koya for a wide open net. And then his second goal was off another kind of cross that got through. This one was headed by Komarnichi back to Koya, who was able to make it 2-0. There's a great look at a goal.
And it's a goal. What a nice. They tried that play earlier, and they got it this time.
One-timer from Jake Barr that is knocked down but into the net. Not much that Gio Bencomo could do. It's even off with an assist. We talked about Pasha's playmaking skills. Well, that was pretty darn impressive, and it is 3-0 in favor of Sunlight FC.
So Sunlight with an impressive play that time, and not much to go. Goalie did get his hands on it. He just couldn't push it out in front of that bar.
So now facing an even larger hole. We'll see if FC Unite elects to push bodies forward. Coming back to the ball there and possessing it was Veal. McLowry on the turf, and it's broken up. Bowen will chest it down. Bowen playing further back. Let's see if Bowen can get something going. Bowen leaves it off for Miyamoto. Played back towards where Bowen was running, but behind him. And FC Unite still possesses. Player goes down hard. It's Barr, the man who just scored, and now we'll get a whistle. That was a bit of a delayed whistle, as a player is still down for FC Unite here in the final 10 minutes of regulation. And they will check on that player for FC Unite. Might be Brian Milner, who is a bit slow to get up. And this was just a player safety stoppage, so the ball will go back to Sunlight FC. They had possession when the referee blew the whistle, and it will be Sunlight to control. 2 first-half goals, and then a third goal, a perfect short corner play where Barr wide open along the near side, a one-time shot that was just inside the near post. Goalie got his hands on it, but unable to keep it out, and it's 3-0. Favor of Sunlight FC, a team that averaged just under 4 goals a game in the regular season. Bowen looking for space, leaves it off for a teammate. The shot from distance deflected wide off the effort there from Adam Pence, and we've got another corner. The second half has been better for FC Unite. They haven't been able to do quite enough to get back into this game.
Let's see if they go high with this cross. I know Bowman was looking for that earlier to take advantage of his height on the cross. We'll see if they go high on this one. I don't see any players close to them, so they're probably going to do a cross.
And they do, punched out by Voisinuk, but kept alive. Minimi near side, and an offside call will come as the player who was taking the corner. It's the first time we've seen, I think that's Marcel Curlin taking corners, and he didn't quite get back in time. So 3-0 in favor of Sunlight FC in the Greater Portland Soccer District over 40 Division I championship game. Defending tournament champs against the regular season champs, and it looks like Sunlight FC is going to add a second title this spring, as we're going to get a substitution if they want it for Sunlight FC, and they will. It's going to be Victor Haram back into the game, replacing the goal scorer Jake Barr. FC Unite desperate to get something offensively here. They were shut out the last meeting 7-0 by this Sunlight FC team. They scored 35 goals in their other 9 games, which is just under 4 per contest, but at threat of suffering a second consecutive shutout loss to this Sunlight FC team that handed them their only loss in the regular season. It's Minimi on the turf, just out of the reach of Miyamoto. And that's kind of been a consistent theme. Their passing has been good, but they haven't been able to connect on some of those passes in the attacking third that could really open up this Sunlight FC defense. Tovar is in no rush to track down this ball as we're in the final probably 7 to 8 minutes of the contest. Been a rainy afternoon, but I don't think any of the players on the Sunlight FC sideline are going to complain. So they have control for the most part, and we've got a player getting upended. They're not going to give a foul, though, as that was Sergei Frostenyuk, who tumbled over but does not draw the foul. Frostenyuk will head it back, and we've got another throw-in coming for FC Unite. Hope you're enjoying this production on Oregon Sports Beat. My name is Seth Orensky, joined by Steve Roberts. As we are deep into the second half of this over 40 D1 championship. 2 first-half goals from Sunlight FC's Mamadi Koya, and then a third goal on a perfect corner routine from Jake Barr. It's Miyamoto just a little bit late getting there. And now it looks like the keeper is in some serious pain. That is Victor Voisinuk, who's stumbling. He's looking at the referee, wondering where the foul call is. Doesn't get it. It will be, I believe it's going to be a throw-in along the corner flag, as Voisinuk appears to be walking a little bit better. It's Miyamoto who gets tumbled over, and he'll draw the free kick. So that's 1-8 on another 8. And we've got a free kick from the far side. Minami lined up behind it. This is where FC United's looked a little bit more dangerous. Bowen's going to come over, and he's been taking most of the free kicks, but now he might be an option to head this one in.
We got 7 players in the box there.
Minami low line drive and a diving effort to deny Bowen a look from in tight by Jorge Tovar.
Looks like they'll come away with a corner on this.
And it's going to be Minami taking it once again. Just trying to solve this FC Unite defense that's kept them to 3 total goals in almost 3 games. Good low line drive, cross, and Bowen again just got a foot on it, couldn't quite hold on. Palmer Chuck was the first player there, but he's dispossessed. And now 1v3. Fortunately, a foul coming as Milner was all by himself. It looked like Tete had gone down, so Milner had 3 blue shirts around him, and Tete is going to have to come off. Only sub is Tamavong, who I don't think Tamavong was planning on coming back in the game, but Tete appears to be dealing with a groin injury, and he'll have to come off. Remember, 5 players from FC Unite missing today because of injury, illness, being out of town. I mean, it does happen. None of these are professional athletes who are getting paid to play these games, but it does make you think what could have been for FC Unite. Doesn't take anything away from Sunlight FC, who's played spectacularly, and they don't have their full roster either. They've had 13 players play today out of their 18. We've got an offside call on Palmer Chuck. McLowry is down as the rain is definitely coming down as hard as it has at any point. Beebe will sky one into the box. Tovar heads it right back out. Haram is battling with Beebe, and it'll be slowed down and handled here by Sunlight. Koya Mamadi has been the player of the game today.
He's going to be given a card on this one.
Yeah, just a little bit too aggressive
much,
there. 4th player to be issued a yellow card in this one. So just adding to his stats, 2 goals and a yellow card. It'll be Beebe behind the ball. Sam Beebe looking to get a good cross into the box. Back post, that is a good ball bouncing around, and eventually it'll fall for Komarnichi, the manager, who elects to put it out of play. 3-0 Sunlight FC late in this second half. And when I say late, I'm thinking that we're about to get the final whistle any moment now.
Yeah, we'll see if there's a shot here. No.
Again, pushed out. FC Unite pretty much pushing all of their bodies forward. McLowry gives chase. It'll be Bowen to take the throw, and you got to think that he's going to try to throw this deep. Bowen reaches back, gets it into the 18, close to the 6, and it's cleared away by Koya. This will be onside here from Palmer Chuck because it came from the backside, and looks like there was a bit of a foul there. No call. We'll get a throw in instead. I think
he's looking to the linesman.
Yeah, I think the assistant referee may have called a foul.
Yeah.
Nope, they're gonna
throw it in.
They're gonna just take a throw, and they're gonna have to back up for this throw in. BB right back, and it's just a bit too heavy there for Milner to control. Played out for an FC Unite throw. Ball bounces around, and it will be headed around. Curlin trying to play it forward, looking for Bowen, who every time he's near the ball, there's two players there. Voisenyuk will just sky that one out along the near sideline. And we'll get another throw deep in the Sunlight FC half. It's been FC Unite pushing more and more bodies forward, especially after conceding that third goal, but they haven't been able to put one into the net. Beebe chests it down, and it will go out for a
That's it there.
goal kick, and that will do it. Sunlight FC, your 2023 spring Greater Portland Soccer District over 40 Division I champions by a 3-0 score, 2 first-half goals from Koya Mamadi, and then a perfectly executed corner kick goal in the second half, even off finding Barr to make it 3-0. Steve, this was a good game, and really it was the 2 goals late in the first half that completely changed the complexion of the game. We were told that Mamadi Koya was the player to watch, and he certainly proved to be the difference maker in this contest.
I agree with you there. I want to give some accolades to the passing of Sunlight and the defensive passing, the plays, the long passing, the accuracy of their passes. I think that is what really put them over and gave those front players an opportunity to score those goals. They were very crisp and on target. United struggled with their passing. Sunlight had great defense in the back row. They were denying them opportunities all during the whole game here. So great win by Sunlight. They showed that they were the better team today with the players they had, and a nice championship game today.
Yeah, FC Unite, the defending champs, unfortunately without 5 players. It's a bit of a case of what could have been. But also we talked about the offense for Sunlight FC. Give a lot of credit to the defense as well. Jorge Tovar, along with his partner Andre Dashku, huge in limiting those big players.
Right.
The combination of Mick Miyamoto and James Bowen just not able to get all that much going offensively. In the end, that's the difference. Sunlight FC, a 3-0 victory. We hope you enjoyed this production on Oregon Sports Beat. My name is Seth Orensky, joined by Steve Roberts. That'll do it. Sunlight FC, your winners by a 3-0 score.